channel. Today I am just chilling here in some comfy clothes in my room, and I figured I would do a Q&A for you guys on my Liberty training. So I asked you guys some questions on my Instagram, which I will put right here, or right here maybe. Yeah, right here. Let's just go ahead and get to it. Okay, so the first question is, how do you know when your horse is ready for Liberty training? I'm going to talk about this a little bit because I have my own opinion on this, but I truly think that there are only certain types of horses that make good Liberty horses. Now, can you train a horse to do anything? Absolutely. Any horse you can train to do absolutely anything. However, every horse has a different personality, and I think that there is a specific type of horse that makes a good Liberty horse. So first thing is, Liberty horses always want to be with you. And like, I am not exaggerating in the slightest when I say that. These are horses that are at the gate waiting for you before you even get there. These are horses that are constantly in your pocket no matter what. These are horses that you constantly have to work on personal space issues with. And these are generally just really happy horses altogether. Another thing to keep in mind is that your horse has to enjoy being with you. And I say that so specifically because it is the most important thing about Liberty training. If you have a horse that is lazy, that doesn't necessarily want to work, that doesn't really respond to your cues, you either have to work really hard with them or they're just not going to be a good Liberty horse for you. These Liberty horses love to please you. They love to please and they love to do what you ask, and they are constantly trying to figure out different ways to please you. So when you say, how do you know if a horse is ready for Liberty training, I would go based on what a normal Liberty horse probably should act like. Is any tips on how to get started would be helpful. So starting Liberty work really requires kind of a change of mindset a little bit. It's a different type of training than I've ever done before. I kind of talked about this just now, but I want to reiterate again, because when I say that your Liberty horse has to enjoy being with you, it is so important. Otherwise, they're not going to want to do the Liberty work. It's that simple. So it's a very different type of training than you've done before. There is still, of course, pressure and release, because that's how horses learn, is from the release of pressure. However, I have noticed that a lot of the training comes from just repetition and their brain connecting, oh, when this happens, then this happens. Teaching them cues and then what they should do after the cue, and that repetition and doing it over and over and over again. Sometimes that's a little bit better than the strict pressure and release, because you really need them to want to be with you. So you have to be gentle, you have to be happy, you have to be patient, and you have to be willing to do that repetition over and over again so that they still enjoy their time being with you. So that's how I would say to get started, is just to practice repetition. Know how your horse learns. Know how they learn the best. Know how their brain connects your cues to what's expected of them. Know the clearest form of communication for them. That is how you get started on Liberty work. Question is asking for a cue to get the horse to lay down. It's a little bit tougher for me because I don't really support the standard ropes and forcing them to lay down and taking the pressure off as soon as they do lay down. That for sure works, absolutely, but not only is it dangerous, number one, there's plenty of broken legs that come from that, but number two, Liberty work is not really about forcing your horse to do anything. It's very different, and you have to let them enjoy their time with you. I'm going to reiterate that again and probably a million more times through the video. So when it comes to laying down, there is a method that you can do to get your horse really soft with lowering their head first, which means if you place your hand right on top of their head on their poll between both of their ears, you should just be able to touch their head and they should be able to lower their head on command. So once you get that down, then you can start picking up their feet and pulling it backwards. So then once they get good at lowering their head and pulling their foot back, then you can kind of combine the two, lower their head, pull their foot back, and bring them back slowly until they lay down. Now, once they do that, now it's just time for repetition. So you can come up with your own cue to let them know that that is coming. So you may tap them with your Liberty stick on their knee maybe, and then pull their head down, pull their feet back until they lay down. And then the next day, do it again. Tap their leg, pull their head down, pull their foot back, lay down. The next day again, tap their knee, pull their head and foot back, and then lay down. And so on and so forth until they make that connection. Oh, every time she taps my knee, I'm about to lay down. So I would just say be very careful, because my training for laying down the horse is not the standard type with like ropes and everything, so I can't really speak to that. However, the cool thing with Liberty training is you can kind of come up with your own cues, and through repetition and release of pressure, they catch on pretty quick to it. Okay, next question is, how do you get them to do the routine with the halter off? So, my advice would be to do the routine as much as possible until you don't need the halter. So, until they have all slack in the lead rope, until they are never pulling on the halter, till they are right with you the whole time, do not take that halter off. That can teach bad habits of them just running away and not coming back to you or anything like that. So I would say do not take the halter off until you know for sure you can take the halter off. Next question is, how much time per day do you spend doing Liberty training? So right now my Mustang is 3 years old and she needs a lot of work. She really enjoys Liberty work though. So right now we're spending about 2 hours a day on Liberty training. Now because she's so young, it is taking me more time every day to teach her the things that I want to. So for me, I have to spend that time every day working with her. Every day I gauge what my horse is going to be like that day, especially with a younger horse. A new day is a new horse. You never know what's going to happen there. Right now I'm spending about 2 hours per day with my horse doing Liberty work. Next question is, when are you going to show us your Liberty work routine? So I'm hoping in the next couple of weeks we'll have a full routine down, and then I will film the whole thing and show you guys. So that is going to be it for my Q&A today. I hope you guys enjoyed. I only answered a few questions, so let me know if you would like a part 2. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!